Well, it was a bit of a shorter day, or going to be a bit of a shorter day. Um, but I've been getting a little bit of feedback from, from some people I trust on UI and kind of asked a few questions. Some of the things I was looking at is in this upper top area. I had before the repository identifier and whether or not it was clean and last ID, last commit ID and things like that. But I was thinking, okay, if I'm using this system, what do I care about? And while those three things were great for a technical demo, they don't really they don't really mean anything to an end user. So what I did instead is TreeHub will have a place where you can say, okay, here's the repository identifier that's like repo.treehub.com/whatever it is, or just treehub.com/foo. And then based on that, it will tell you things like, okay, what is the name and the description of the repository, who owns it, access rights, all, things like that. So I was thinking, well, that type of information, that would be useful. So what I did is here's your private repository here, and then when you switch, it switches and has a little animation that kicks off, just subtle. It's like, by the way, I changed. Bing. I may also animate the color, may do a color switch too, but haven't decided yet. But you go there between, okay, this is, all these guys are my private repository, and then poof, I just jumped out to my public repository that I have. And so we can switch between those two. And then you come back. So that was one of the things I did. I also was looking to answer two more questions. One of what information to put in this center section, because when they move in, it's going to expand in size. So name, obviously. I kind of was thinking birth and death dates, but after talking to Justin York, he pointed out that you want the place in there too. So we'll do that. We'll do the date and the place for birth and for death. Now, birth and death are a little loose in what that defines, but we'll be able to figure that out. And then I asked him, what do we need in the smaller persons, these little outside ones? And I'm thinking we need name. He suggested that I experiment without name. I may do that. I'll think about that. But I think all we need is name, especially given that when you click on them, because it's fast, you'll be able to get the birth and death information, and then you'll be able to go in and see them. So as long as you have appropriate speed, you shouldn't need anything like a hover effect. And the hover effect, in the time it would take to trigger whatever pop-up or whatever additional information, you're already in the center and you go back and forth. So I got those questions answered. Now I need to go back and do some design, figure out what this center section is going to look like, and these are going to look like whether they're circles or rectangles or lozenges or who knows what the heck they'll end up being. Circles or rounded rectangles probably. Then I can start polishing this up. He also pointed out that he didn't immediately know what was where. He had to search for the labels. So I may make those a nice green, so they're the kind of the only color on the page, so it stands out. And maybe the name in the center will do that as well. And then the other thing I implemented is, so you're looking, you have 4 kids and you have 2 spouses. Well, who goes with who? Well, these 3 go with Kathy and this one goes with Sally. So I can do that, or I can do a long press, or you can move that into the center, move that into the center. But you may have the same problem. You have multiple spouses with multiples. Multiples of multiples. So I need to figure out what that interaction will be for touch elements. But man, that thought train just abruptly ended. Yeah, so there it is. So hopefully another probably half a day to a day worth of design, and then just going and implementing that design. finishing out the animations and things like that. And then it's onto person, which in the center there'll be a button. And then we're into a whole other world where we've got events and information and things like that. So more maths. There will be more maths. So there's that. Let's see what else. That's pretty much it. Take care. Have a good weekend. See you next time.